Alrighty, thanks so much for staying with us. CBS News has learned that Ukraine agreed to a peace deal brokered by the Trump administration to end the war with Russia. But minor details are still being worked out, and there's no word yet from Russia. Natalie Brand has the latest from the White House.
A U.S. official tells CBS News Ukraine has agreed to a peace proposal with details to be worked out. Ukraine's national security advisor on social media said, "Our delegations have reached a common understanding regarding the key terms of the agreement discussed in Geneva." And he suggested the next steps could be a visit by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to the United States to finalize the agreement.
Anything that involves ceding territory needs to be approved by the Ukrainian parliament. We know how they're going to vote. They're going to vote against it. So very, very difficult times for Mr. Zelensky to navigate right now because he's on political thin ice as it is.
It comes as sources tell CBS News that U.S. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll is in Abu Dhabi meeting with Russian officials to discuss the revised version of the White House's 28-point peace proposal following weekend negotiations with Ukraine.
The goal was to take, is 28 points or 26 points, depending on which version as it continued to evolve, and try to narrow the ones that were open items.
One U.S. military official in Abu Dhabi says the Army Secretary is optimistic and said negotiations are moving quickly. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt posted this morning that there are a few delicate but not insurmountable details that must be sorted out. Last night, she expressed an urgency to get the deal done.
The president wants to see this deal come together as quickly as possible, and he trusts that his team is doing everything they can to get it over the finish line.
Overnight, the death toll in Ukraine continued to rise. A barrage of missile and drone strikes on Kyiv killed at least 6 people and wounded dozens more.
And we're told that more negotiations are needed to overcome the last remaining hurdles, which suggests we may not see an agreement before Thanksgiving, as President Trump had hoped for.